The time has come, it is finally here! Of course, this is the Nissan Tsuru from 2010, yours for only 20 points in summer. The almighty Tsuru has a whopping 105 brake horsepower, 102 foot-pounds of torque while weighing just a shade over 2,000 pounds, with 60% up front and a displacement of 1.6. Despite the modern look of the 2010 variant, it has been made for absolutely years, but it does look pretty cool and kind of reminds me of a couple of older cars as well. Going to the inside, despite this thing being a 2010s car, it is very, very, very basic. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a listen to the GA16. So here we are now over at the upgrade shop. We're going to jump straight over to conversion. There's nothing for a body kit this time, which is a little sad, but oh well. Going to engine swaps, we have, oh my, okay. We're going to be here a while. We've got ourselves a 2 litre inline 4, we've got a 2 litre inline 4 turbo, we've got ourselves a 6.2 litre V8, a 2.6 litre inline 6, we've got ourselves a 1.6 litre inline 4, we've also got ourselves a 7 litre V8, a 3.8 litre V6, a racing 3 litre, and of course we still have more to go. 3.5 litre V8 twin turbo, 4.8 litre V10, racing V12, racing 7.2 litre V8, and a 2.6 litre 4 rotor. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, by the way, you can also throw in a supercharger or a turbo on the stock engine, just in case you want to keep the stock engine, for some reason. As for drivetrains, you can make this thing either a rear-wheel drive or all-wheel. We'll probably be using a mixture of both today. And then we get to aero and appearance. We've only got Forza front aero, and I believe that's Forza rear aero. Yep, the almighty Forza wing on the Nissan Tsuru. What a sight to see. And for the bonnet, we have got one little thing, which is a nice little taxi upgrade right at the top here, because this is Mexico's most popular car of choice when it comes to taxis and pretty much everything. So we're going to go ahead and build this thing up to either B or A class. I'm not quite too sure which one to do yet, but it's most likely, I reckon it'll end up being A class. So I'm going to go build this thing up and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's just look at its suspension, and here's stock ride height, and here's how low it can get. Wow. And it can get even lower than that. That is insane. So after a little bit of upgrading, we're now sat at 256 brake horsepower and 1,818 pounds in A class. To say I'm scared of this thing would be an understatement. Okay, so here we are now over at the paint shop, so let's go ahead and see. We've got nothing in advanced, but for manufacturer colours, we've got ourselves a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different colours, and that looks strangely close to my Sylvia. Very strangely close indeed. I wonder if a certain few devs happen to be watching my videos, because, hello, just in case. I'm actually going to save it like that. Honestly, it is a pretty cool addition seeing the Nissan Tsuru here, and seeing a stock paint is that close to my Sylvia really does make me wonder. But it is a pretty cool looking vehicle, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it does. I'd actually love to see one of these in person, so if somebody that happens to own one happens to be watching this video by absolute miracle, please let me know. I'd actually like to see one in person. And away we go. Let's go ahead and see what the almighty Nissan Tsuru can do against literally everything else. I've got a feeling that honestly this thing's going to end up being pretty good, because I hope so. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with it, shall we? First turn, what do we get? A little drifty, but actually semi-okay. Alright. This shows some good potential. Just up here is the turn where we usually sail past a lot of people. How do we do? We've got one spot, and that's about it. Little disappointing, but you know, we can still make it back. And through the turn we go. We're catching up to an Audi. We've just got to try and get past the Audi. A bit like that. There we go. A slight clonk of the wall, but we've done it. There's another Audi. It's going to be there, but it's not going to be there for too long, because that's what is now ours. And just for good measure, we'll take the spot of Audi number 3. Okay, 95%. We are nearly there, so let's go around the last bend. We're probably going to clonk the wall, or not. Okay, and across the line we go with the tiny little Nissan Tsuru, and a wonderful first place at a time of 2 minutes 14. Okay, so here we are now back over at the upgrade shop. We're jumping straight back to conversion. First thing we're going to do is make this thing, of course, all-wheel drive, and then to the massive list of engine swaps, and we're going to go and find, I think, what about? We've got a racing 7.2 litre or a racing V12. Let's see, what do we put in here? I don't know what to pick. Maybe this one. And of course, twin turbo. And now we go down to the drag tyres, so I think you know what's coming next. And of course, the one extra thing to add, a little sign just here. Okay, so here we are now at £2,103 and we've got ourselves 1,356 brake horsepower out of the Tsuru. Alright, let's get a wheelie check out on the Nissan Tsuru. Actually, yeah, there is potential for this thing. Alright, so here we are now, Mexico's fastest taxi, and away we go. Let's go ahead and see what we can get out of this thing. It is £2,100 with 1,300 and something brake horsepower, and there's another one just there. Hello, buddy, how you doing? You doing good? Cool. 220 through the speed camera, and 246 going off the end of the runway. Oh, this is going to be an interesting time indeed. Right, we need to go ahead and throw on some decent tyres onto this thing, so let's go over here, find our semi-slicks, there we go. And then we need to go ahead and put on some decent suspension, so that's that all sorted. And I think, do we take the roll cage out? Well, yeah. Before we go any further, here is our Forza Horizon shop of the week. We've got the number 24 Ferrari P4, we've got the Haunted House car horn, which sounds a bit like this. Incredible. We've also got the pink Blazer, the Horizon Super Wheel Spin, the number 98 BMW 325i 4-wheel drift car, and the Horizon regular wheel spin. So here we are now over at the edge of the motorway. We have ourselves a taxi. We're going to pretend we've got ourselves a very important passenger who needs to get to the festival as fast as humanly possible, and we've got ourselves a massive open motorway. So away we go. I love the Horizon taxi service. And out of the speed zone at 273.54 miles an hour, and we are still accelerating with a downhill and speed camera to go. This thing is actually, well, I don't know, it's nuts, it's crazy, I love it. There is our speed camera at 276.05 and going downhill 278, and a Galant that appeared out of nowhere. Okay, nothing happened, we're totally fine. Going downhill 278, do we get any quicker than that, or is it just 278 out of this thing? I believe that is all we are gonna get. But now to the festival, because we have some things to do. By the way, there we go, passenger dropped off. Right, what was I doing?
Yeah, hi, I'd like to place an order, please.
Okay, food and drink obtained. Let's go ahead and make this thing into a little bit of a drifty mobile. Go ahead and chuck it into our favourite little drift zone. Clonk off the wall slightly and keep it very, very, very sideways. Let's go ahead and see what taxi can do here. 42,887 points and only one slightly smashed wall. Okay, maybe make that 2. And now here we go, going back the other way with the almighty Nissan Tsuru. What do we do this time? Do we climb the bridge? We do, but we keep it going out the other side at 36,472 points. This thing is actually insane. Now, usually at this point I say, is this car worth getting? But I think you and me both know the answer. For 20 points, it is an absolute steal. And I have a feeling most of these probably did end up getting sold at some point in time. Still, the Nissan Tsuru is about... Oh, bro. You had one job. Still, the Tsuru is pretty much a can go anywhere, does everything kind of car, and honestly, as you can see here, this thing is going for miles, but definitely go ahead and pick one up. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll go ahead and see you all in the next one. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out. See ya. Okay, who ordered a taxi ride to nowhere?